Kids transform their pajamas into superhero suits at night using magical amulets. They get magical powers and fight these other kids that come out of nowhere and wreak havoc on the city, but only at night. The heroes also have a 3-story headquarters filled with various vehicles. We don't know where these resources came from or who is funding them, but we'll come back to this later. Okay, so the heroes have superpowers, but the villain's abilities are insane. Romeo is a child genius who makes increasingly complex inventions to take over the world. Luna can harness the power of the moon in increasingly creative and terrifying ways. And then I guess there's just Night Ninja, who's just kinda silly and gets powers later. His henchmen, the Ninjalinos, are just ninjas who speak Ninjalinoese, which sounds exactly like Minionese. We don't know what they are or where they came from, they just kinda exist. There was also a scrapped villain named Firefly, who might have been reskinned as Matsuki in Season 3. Despite there being zero backstory in the show, there is a backstory in the books. In the books that the show was based off of, the PJ Masks get their powers from spirit animals who protect children from nightmares. The reason they are given these powers, and I will never shut up about this, is to defeat Luna, who doesn't have a spirit animal and tries to kidnap all of them out of jealousy. Why the show doesn't have any type of backstory, I'll never know. While these children are at war with each other, there is no one else awake in Terra Biscoville, there is no law enforcement, and no security cameras. No one knows these kids exist except themselves. There are a few episodes featuring daytime people in the night, but it's either because there's a Halloween event or the whole town is, like, brainwashed or something. However, there are windows lit every night, implying that there are people, like, awake inside those rooms. Also, there's a scene where someone is selling merch of HQ. Terra Biscoville is just kind of a magical place in general, home to many different magical portals and locations. I lose track of which legends are true or not, because these kids honestly just make up stuff all the time to trap each other. We got zero lore crumbs to work with until the Season 2 episode PJ Power Up, where we finally learn that the PJ Masks' powers come from a giant crystal embedded in their HQ. Note that even they didn't know this is where their powers came from. In later episodes, we learn that using too much power will drain the other's powers, and losing your powers can result in losing all memories gained while transformed. Later in the show, the PJ Masks get new vehicles and a new headquarters, implying that everything they own is made from magic, a fact that is further reinforced when we see their vehicles combine and upgrade and just disappear entirely. Also, remember the spirit animals from the books? In the show, these are, like, kind of represented by the PJ Pets, who are these random animals that come out of nowhere one day and help the story progress, but don't quote me on that. Crystals are a huge thing in the PJ Masks universe, by the way. In addition to the PJ Crystal, there are Luna Crystals, Moon Crystals, Zoom Crystals, the Teleporting Crystal, the Sky Crystal, the Crystal Icicle, the Pirate Crystal, the Crystal Garden at the bottom of the moat, and the Rock of All Power. Crystals are one of the main sources of magic in the show. The rest of the characters are nuts. Newton Star, who gets his powers from an asteroid, is the first daytime kid to be a nighttime superhero. Ice Cub is a daytime kid as well, with animal-themed powers and magical pajamas, but no amulet. Armadillon is never shown in the daytime, but has animal-themed powers as well. Okay, so the PJ Masks get their powers from a crystal. Newton gets his powers from an asteroid. Where did Armadillon and Ice Cub get their powers? It's never explained, but Ivan has magical pajamas, so it's safe to say so does Armadillon. Where do they get these magical pajamas? Where does the power come from if not a crystal? I don't know. The Wolfie kids are